Hey. So I have had a crazy year, a beautiful year, and an inspiring year. And I want to start sharing it more with you guys here. I've been sharing on lots of other platforms and I'm in so many communities at the minute that I've kind of got a bit burnt out over the last year with like adding new things. But I'm at a point in my life where I feel like sharing what I have achieved and experienced and like the day to day of that is really important. So I recently did a week long Find Your Voice thing with Melissa May Dillon. It was fantastic. There's about 20 of us, and we had 5 prompts that we had the prompt, we listened to the prompt, replied to the prompt, and it took you deeper into yourself, took you deeper into learning things about yourself that are very useful for finding your voice. That's what we were doing. We were doing a whole program on finding your voice. And there are a few prompts, but the one prompt that has made me come live now was it was slightly different to this, but it was basically, what would you be telling the world if you had zero hesitation? This is something anyone can ask themselves, right? Anyone can ask themselves this question. It's really your why. I mean, I'm a coach. I make content to inspire other people and I love transforming people's lives. Like that's a thing that I've been working towards for the last few years and I've achieved it and I'm there and I'm obsessed with it and I love my work and I love my job and I love what I do. So it's super relevant for me, right? And it's easy to see why it's relevant for me. But this is relevant for anyone to think about. If you want to find more purpose in your life, finding out your why for why you do things is really important. So what would you be telling the world if you had zero hesitation? And for me, that was so easy. For me, my message to the world when I wasn't, there was nothing performative. It was just voice notes. I'm just sat with my coffee on a Sunday watching the squirrels and answering the question. So it was just straight from the heart, which is really important. And for me, my answer without a shadow of a doubt is I would be telling the world that no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what you've been through, no matter where you're at in life, whether it's awful health, financial ruin, abusive relationship, whatever it is that your situation now, you can go through that and you can achieve anything you want. And I do mean that. Anything that you want. You can literally achieve the life of your dreams and it doesn't matter where you're starting from. And I'm absolute proof of that. I mean, the list of things that have happened in my now 45 years that I have not only come back from and heal from, but just thrived through. And on the other side of that struggle that you go through to heal and to get through the process of whatever you're going through is whatever life you want. Now, if you believe this awful thing has happened to you, or you have this really bad sickness, or, whatever is your life circumstance at the time, if you believe that that means you cannot achieve the life of your dreams, then you can't. If you believe it is real, if you believe you can, you can. The one thing I did have growing up is the message that I can do anything I want. And I feel very grateful for that because I do think that that is deeply ingrained in who I am as a human being, who I am as a coach. Is definitely how I coach people now. I do not accept that there's any reason to not achieve the life of your dreams, whatever that is, whether that is a beautiful house or an idyllic family life or good health or plenty of money, which means different things to different people, right? So I'm just sat here like I am every day between clients and I'm thinking about what content I'm going to make and what I'm going to share with people. And it's just so important to remember that it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. If you change your mindset, which you can do, you can achieve anything. So as a coach, it's my job to get people from point A to point B. And that point A is different for everybody, and that point B is different for everybody, and it's totally irrelevant. But there is nothing that you cannot heal from. There is nothing you cannot grow through. Nothing. There is no low point that you can't not only come back from, but go through the other side and live however you want to live. So if you have a dream for how you would like your life to be, make it happen. And if you can't do that by yourself, that is okay, because we are a product of the environment that we put ourselves in. That includes our digital environment now, right? 2024, so much of what we experience and what we take on board is actually digital. So be mindful of what you are consuming. If you want to change your mindset to be more positive, to be less victim, to be less in the struggle, then consume content that is going to help you get there. Be focused, be bloody minded, refuse to give up. And that is the one thing. If you do nothing else in your goals apart from be absolutely bloody minded and refuse to take no for an answer in your journey, you will succeed. You absolutely cannot fail if you just keep going. So here's an analogy for that. My YouTube channel, I think I've got 130 subscribers right now, which is so low, but I don't care, because for me, when I started my YouTube channel 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it was, I'm thinking about, where is that going to be in a year's time? Where is it going to be in 5 years' time? And I refuse to stop. And I watched a piece of content the other day with an amazing creator who said, what is your number? And this again applies to anything in life, to just keep going. And he said, my number is 160. So for him, his 160th YouTube video went viral. And then he developed this huge following. And then from then it started to really build. And the whole point of his piece of content was, your number could be 27, it could be 250, it could be 400. But if you don't keep going, you're never going to find out what that number was. If you keep going, you cannot fail. Alex Hormozi talks about this a lot. I love Alex Hormozi. He is militant and unforgiving and does not accept anything less than what he sets out to achieve. And I love that. And I definitely have that fire in my belly, and I have that drive, and I understand that not everyone does. But if you keep getting knocked back because you're not getting the results that you want as quickly as you want them, you're just never going to succeed. The way to succeed is to accept that you're going to be rubbish. When you start to learn anything, and that might be new eating habits, it might be playing the guitar, it could be a new career. When you start, you're going to be shit, because what else are you going to be? You're not going to start anything and be good in the beginning. That's literal madness to think that. So the first thing is to accept that, right? Accept, I'm starting this new thing. I am going to be rubbish in the beginning. But also understand, if you don't stop, if you don't quit, if you just keep going, you cannot stay rubbish. Just pure volume of doing the repetitions, doing the thing, doing the thing, doing the thing, doing the thing, that will get you good. At some point, you will be able to look back at your journey and go, wow, look at how I was in this thing. Whether it's whatever it is that you're doing, it doesn't matter whether it's content or a new career or learning a language or, you know, changing your mindset. That's a massive thing in the beginning. Or if you're starting meditation, anything like that. If you look at how you are in the first, I don't know, month of doing a thing and expect to be anything other than rubbish, you are not thinking about it correctly. But if you can accept, I'm going to be rubbish, I'm going to be messy, it's not going to be very good, and you can put yourself out there being unafraid of that, because you understand the process, and you understand that at the end of that process, you are going to be amazing. And don't stop until you are amazing. That's the key to success. The key to success is you just don't stop. You do not stop at all until you are amazing. If when you're amazing, you want to go do something else, go do something else. But do not quit the thing until you've got good. And if you've been doing it for 6 months and you're not good yet, great, keep going. Fantastic. That's all feedback for you. And that's all learning that you've done on your journey. So I'm going to come on here more often and share more about what I'm doing in that spirit, the spirit of authenticity and being messy and just showing up. You know, right now I'm exhausted. I'm really hot. I was thinking, I'm not going to do anything with this today. I've got so many other things going on. I'm learning a whole new coaching modality at the minute. I'm running a group. I've got content to make. I've got a new client starting with me tomorrow. I have so many reasons to not be here doing this, but I refuse to allow those to be reasons for me to not do this. I'm going to show up and do the thing every single day. And that's what makes me successful at learning new things. When I decided that I wanted to be a coach after 25 years of being a photographer, so many people told me, you can't do that. Because if you do that, you're losing your whole life's work. You're losing all the expertise that you have gained. But I didn't want to do that anymore. And I was so passionate about serving other people and doing this. So I have just kept going. And now here I am. I got my accreditation at the beginning of this year. That is not long. Within a year, I class myself as successful. I have enough clients to keep myself going. I have the community that I run that I really love, even though I don't really have time for it, but I love it. And I love the transformations that I've helped other people and that I would not have got here if I'd listened to all the people that told me I shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it because you've been doing this the whole time. People are afraid to come out of their comfort zones. When people have been doing, like I had been doing that my whole life. Literally my whole adult life had been spent as a photographer. So I understand why people were nervous for me to do something else. But I accepted that for the first few years, it's not going to be great. I'm not going to be making enough money. I'm not going to be the best I can be at it. And every day I work to get better and better. I'm ICF accredited and I am doing another coaching course because it's a different modality and it's a new way for me to help people. And there is still so much for me to learn. And I will always keep learning and keep being the student. So that's what I would be telling people if I was to give my message with no hesitation, is that you can be in any situation and you can work through it and you can still achieve the life of your dreams, and anything else is a lie. We live in a world that tries to keep us safe. It tries to keep us within boundaries. It tries to keep us in a prescriptive mode of doing things. You know, it's the whole, like, you go do your 9 to 5 and you have your 2.4 children, and you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you want to achieve things. And you can achieve changing your life very easily just by committing to doing it. So have a think. What would you tell the world if you had zero hesitation? What would be your message to the world? Don't overthink it. Just, journal it, voice note it, write it to someone, or just think about it. It doesn't have to be like me, like I'm going to make content about that, or that's what I'm going to bring into my coaching. It doesn't have to be that, but it's a great thing for personal growth to think about these things. What would be your message to the world if you had no hesitation? With that being said, I do now have to go and get ready for my next client. Have the best day. Mwah.